it's Ethany, and today I am doing a video for the Tarot Readers Academy Tarot Cafe, which is also going to be about, linked to a blog hop, which is amazing. So this subject is quite broad, there's quite a lot of information, but today's subject is how I believe the tarot works. So what makes these beautiful cards work? How do we make these cardboard pieces of paper with beautiful artwork into a practice and a spiritual tool? So there are many elements to the way that this works, and I do liken it to a cocktail. So you do need different ingredients, and you need someone who knows what they're doing, and then voila, you have an amazing cocktail. I, for one, am a big fan of the Toblerone cocktail. If anyone knows what that is, it is delicious. So all of those things need to come together in order to make this beautiful drink. So what are the elements of the tarot, and what are the elements to make it work? So the first one is belief. And belief is a super important thing, and it is a very powerful thing. Wars have been started over belief. We are still arguing over beliefs. So this is something that drives a lot of people. And when we talk about belief in a system or belief in ourself, we need to link that to the tarot. So the tarot works because both the tarot reader and the tarot querent, so the person who's getting the reading, whether it's yourself or a client or a friend, believes that it works. If you don't believe that it works, it's not going to work. It is exactly the same with any other divination practice or magical practice. One needs to have a healthy dose of belief. And you need to believe in yourself. So we add one element of belief. Then we add an element of history. Everybody's favorite subject. Actually, I love history, especially ancient history. But I know not everyone is on the same page as me. So the tarot has a hugely rich history, and it has survived so much. It has come a very, very long way from its humble beginnings as a card game, and then evolving thanks to some very affluential and influential families in Italy, and then in Paris, and then it got moved to England, and then to the USA, and then to the world. So this sort of transmogrification and this evolution of the tarot is very historically rich. It is an esoteric system that has stood the test of time. And there is a romantic kind of lens that we look at the tarot through because of this. We know that it's been around a long time. Can you imagine if we lined up every single person who's ever come in contact with the tarot, who's ever had a reading? It would be so diverse. It'd be so rich. It has touched so many lives. And when we connect with the cards, we are connecting also with the history of the cards and the history of all those people who have come to know the tarot. So now we've added one element of history. And then the next thing we have are archetypes. So archetypes are reflections that we have in our life that are in the collective consciousness. So it's something that all of us come into contact, or most of us come into contact in our lives. The biggest example is the mother and the father archetypes. And archetypes in the tarot is a huge topic. It's something that I would love to talk about more, but it does require more than one video. So we all know, we all have a mother and we all have a father. That's how we got here. So those things, or we have, two mothers or two fathers, or however it is in today's wonderful world. A lot of us have a mother, a stepmother, a father, a stepfather, or we could have, there's a huge array of it, but we all have those elements somewhere in our lives. So we all have those elements in our lives, and those are just 2 examples of the archetypes found in the tarot. So when we see these archetypes and when we interact with these archetypes in the tarot, we find it being accessible and relatable in our lives. Those are those reflections in our lives. So the archetypes in the tarot is another huge reason why the tarot works, because nothing is going to work if it's not relatable, and this certainly makes it very relatable and very understandable. So now we've added an element of archetypes. And then the next one is symbols. So symbols are things that are keys that unlock memories, or they represent important times in our lives, or they're things that we hold sacred and dear, or they can also scare and confront us, but they are powerful. We all know symbols. We all know corporate company logos. We all have symbols that we use in our spiritual practice. We all have symbols that we're very drawn to. You know, a lot of people love skulls or owls or pentacles or bats or moons. There are just so many different symbols, and all these things are in the tarot somewhere in some deck. And of course it is going to be up to the artist and the creator of the deck, but these symbols have a very, again, a rich history, and they are linked to archetypes. But they are another reason why the tarot works, because we can connect with these symbols. It makes it personal, it makes it part of our journey. And that's the reason why a lot of different tarot decks are around, and a lot of different tarot decks sell, because we love different symbols. We love those things being in contact with our psyche and speaking to our psyche as well. So now we've added an element of the symbols, and then we're going to add another element, the technique of the tarot reader. So this is another important ingredient to our tarot cocktail. Tarot reading is a skill, and many of us have spent many years honing it. We are constantly learning, and we are always fine-tuning our craft. We add to our tarot toolkit through connecting with fantastic clients and ones that make us want to scream at times. We read, we attend conferences, we mastermind, we connect with each other. We learn through good stuff and mistakes. We have had days we are in the zone, and other days where we just struggle, because that is what happens in life. We have times when it's all going good and times when it's not so going good. Just like any profession. So, or even if it's a hobby, if this isn't your profession, if it's a hobby, you're still going to have good times and bad times. Each tarot reader brings their own unique experience and background to the reader. We read the tarot differently. We understand the tarot differently. We understand the archetypes, the symbols, all that sort of stuff differently. We connect with our clients differently. So there's that huge amount of experience and just energy and love and time and space that every reader has spent and does spend on their craft. So that's a huge part of it, is the technique of the tarot reader and what they bring to the table. So then we've added that to our delicious cocktail of Tarot Awesome, and then we add another one, which is connection. So depending on the way in which you read the tarot, it can be used to connect to your higher self and your spirit guides. This is what I do, and for me it's a spiritual practice, and I've made that very clear on my website and my social media and my academy and all that sort of those sorts of things. So it's very obvious for me, but it may not be everyone's cup of tea, or it may not be very obvious for everybody. But the tool is sacred. The tarot is sacred. I certainly view it that way. It is a way to connect with the divine in each of us, and allows for me to get to the heart of the matter and find my center. And it also allows me to do this for my clients. And then now we've added that connection to the tarot cocktail, and we have one more, which is mystical appeal. So this is a final ingredient before we shake it all up and put it in our delicious glass. Well, I don't know if the glass is delicious, but we put it in our glass. So there is something so universally appealing to knowing something that other people don't, or to having an ability that other people don't, to be able to glimpse the future or see through the forest of confusion for a client or for ourselves. Mystics have always been appealing, and it is one of the reasons why the tarot works. We love things that connect us with that part of ourselves that doesn't always get the most screen time. Our ego and our consciousness are usually the ones driving behind the wheel of our mind and our bodies. So when we have something like the tarot, that appeal to the mystical, that appeal to our sacred, to that higher knowledge and to that unknown, it's something that drives all of us. So that mystical appeal is the last piece that is why I believe the tarot works. So we shake that all together and then we put it in our beautiful cup and we enjoy the tarot as a tool for ourselves and our clients. So this has been my entry to the tarot blog hop. I will pop a link below so you can see everybody else's entries, and please come and have a look, because I know there are some amazing people in the tarot community have taken part in this tarot blog hop. And if you liked this video, if you liked learning about tarot, and if you're interested in it, please do subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for watching.